Hello YouTube. Today we'll be doing an oil change on my 2005 Buick Century with the GM 3100 L82 V6. For this you will need 4 quarts of 5W30 synthetic and an oil filter. I hope that this video can help you in the event that you like to do your own maintenance on a car with the 3100 or the 3400 or really any of the GM 60-degree V6s. Let's begin. So here's your setup. Your drain plug is right there and your oil filter is right there. I am going to go get my socket set. Just a little PSA. Never take your car to a quick lube shop. This thing was last serviced at Great Canadian Oil Change and I did a breaker bar to get this plug off. So yeah, there's that. Oil doesn't look bad. I got a bit on me. I just wait for this to drain. Then we can tackle the drain plug. That's up there somewhere. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to record getting the filter off. I ended up having to pound a screwdriver through it. There it is. But yeah, don't go to quick lube shops, especially Great Canadian Oil Change apparently, because they over torque everything and make it a pain to do later. Now to install the new ones. Now before we install the new filter, we are going to clean up our mess, because you know, it's easier for the next guy and or you to do later, right? We don't want to leave a messy workspace. So just spray it down with some brake clean. Don't be afraid to use a lot, and try not to spray into where your filter thread's onto. What I like to do is I write the date that you did the oil change, what kind of oil you used, and the odometer reading. So in my case, it is December 2025. It takes 5W30, and it has 200,000 kilometers on it. So I'll write that down as common courtesy, you know, in case another guy does it next, or for when I do it next, right? Something like that. Now, let's put this on. You always want to be sure, take a bit of used motor oil and lubricate that gasket up nice. That way it'll properly seal to the engine block. And always be sure that the old gasket is on the old filter, because sometimes you can double gasket these and then you'll get a leak. You won't be able to figure out for the life of you where the leak is coming from. I'll just wipe that off there. And there's some controversy over this. Some say it's useless, but I find you get oil pressure sooner after the first startup when you do this. And I'm priming the filter with some motor oil here. That way the motor doesn't run dry without oil when you first start it up. Now let's put this on. In this particular application, the Buick Century and possibly all other W body cars, it will take a bit of finagling to get on because of the location, although it's not the worst I've seen. Yeah, just put your new oil filter on, and then now it's time to fill the car up with oil. Always be sure to snug up your drain plug when you're done too. Also, just as a friendly reminder or PSA or whatever, your oil filter only needs to be hand tight. Never use those wrenches. It just makes it a bitch to get off later. Thank me later. Goes Now here goes 4 quarts of synthetic 5W30 down the hatch. I just wait for all the drain in there, and be sure to vent the system so that air has a way of replacing the oil coming in. Just pop the dipstick out like that. Now again, just like before, underneath, let's clean up our mess. Get some brake clean on that, and wipe it up with a rag. That way, you know, check everything. You especially don't want exhaust on your, or you don't want oil on your intake manifold, or your exhaust manifold there, because then it'll burn off and you'll get a bunch of smoke and possibly a little fire. And as much as that's cool and fun, I wouldn't want that if I was me. I don't think you would want it either. But now you should be good to start it up. I'll show you how to reset the check oil light next. It says in the owner's manual that you are to reset the light whenever you change the oil, regardless of if it is on or not. In my case, the light was not on. However, the oil looked like it was due for a change, and I just bought the car, and I like to change the oil whenever I buy a car so I can remember to do it in the next 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles. So, turn the key to run, and press the accelerator pedal down to the floor 3 times, I think it says. Yeah, it's 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and see, it's resetting there. And once it's done that, turn it off, take the key out, and then start the car. Like we're good. Now let it run for about a minute before you check the oil to see if you need to add more or if you added too much. But this calls for exactly 4 quarts. It says in the owner's manual and the places I checked on the internet. So let it run for about a minute, then shut it off and check the oil. And it looks like we were bang on. 4 quarts, all those 4 filled, not past the cross-hatched area on the dipstick. Now, best of luck to you when you change it on your car.